Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, okay. See, once in the last class, we have discussed up to like last small concepts I told. Is it area is scalar or vector? I asked. After I told area is a vector quantity. That area, about area I told, just keep in your mind that now I will ask. Before that, today's topic is very important for a competitive level examination as well as CBSE. CBSE, if they want to give any problem when they are giving tough question paper, definitely they will give question from this topic only. So our simple, small questions also will be there in this. That topic is motion of a charged particle in electric field. One charged particle, if it is moving in the electric field, what will happen? That's what our topic. See once, it is the electric field. In this electric field, if you place charge, like positive charge, if you place, what will happen? If you place a charged particle in the electric field, what will happen on that charge? Hello? Please respond, anybody. If you place a charge in the electric field, what will happen on that charge?
It will repel. It will move in the direction of electric.
Why it will move? So some force will act on it, right?
Yes, sir.
So that force EF is equal to EQ will act on this charge. Nice. If it is a negative charge, if you place negative charge, force will act on the opposite direction. Good. This is what will happen when a charged particle is moving in the electric field. Okay, this is the concept. Now see which type of questions. So motion of a charged particle. We are talking about motion. Motion is nothing but we know, because in the first year kinematics we learned. In that kinematics we know 1D dimension, 2-dimensional motion, everything we know. So now I am going to speak about that kinematics in the electric field.
So shouldn't that be minus EQ because it's in the other direction?
Yeah, minus is opposite direction. No? We can say force is acting in the opposite direction.
So need to mention the minus sign.
No need to mention. No need to mention. Already the symbol we given on the negative charge, force will act in this opposite direction, like that we mentioned. No need to mention minus EQ. Now see, first question. In this concept, first question. It is the electric field. Now electric field will be in this direction. Am I correct? Positive to negative. Electric field lines passes positive to negative, no? That's why I written like that. Now, one charge. That charge we can say E charge, E or Q, whatever you want. Mass M. This is moving in the electric field with the velocity V0. Understand? One of the charge you can take Q or E, whatever it may be. Take Q charge or E charge. Mass M, it is moving with the V0 velocity. It is not rest. It is not at rest. It is moving. When it is moving, is it this particle will move like this? If it is an electron, is it this particle will move like this?
No, sir, it will move in the opposite direction.
It will go like, right? Not
Yes,
opposite direction. It moves towards the positive, like it will attract, right? Negative charge, when it is moving like this, it won't go like this. It will go like this, right? Because in this direction, force will act on this particle. It will try to pull. Everywhere it will try to pull. Here it will go like this. Am I correct? It won't go a straight line. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, electron is moving. When electron is moving, positive charge, what will happen? It will try to attract that electron. So it will move like that. If it is a positive, then it will move in this direction, right? So when it is moving like this, what we have to do means, it is nothing but actually it should move in this direction, but it is moving in this direction. We have to calculate drift. Drift means how much it is moving. Drifting we know, right?
So that
But how
angle.
much- yeah, drift angle we have to calculate, and what is the distance moved in the y direction. If it is the x direction, it is the y direction. So when a particle is moving, it is moving in the y direction also. X direction it is moving, and y direction also it is moving. How much it is moving in the y direction? We have to calculate that. Okay, so first question. It is a concept. First question, what they are asking, find drift. Find drift of an electron. Very important. You can see in the textbook, this type of questions will be there. Second, find with which angle it will emerge. Emerge means with what angle it is coming out. This particle, when it is coming, with what angle it is coming out. That is called emerge. And in this, whatever we are considering here, free of gravity. Free of gravity means no gravity. We don't talk about gravity here. Free of gravity. Just it is in the electric field we are taking. No gravity, nothing. Okay, no, we no need to talk about G. This is what our questions. Very important concept. Definitely you will see in the any examination this type of questions you can get. Very easy, and concept is very important. Okay, first question we are going to solve now. Find the drift of an electron. Drift means in y direction how much distance it traveled. That's what we are going to calculate. Let's see. We know that in the y direction force is acting. Force is acting. That force F is equal to EQ, right? That Q means charge, this charge. We can write E or we can write Q. I don't know, E or Q. This is what force is acting in the y direction. What about x direction? Is there any force along the x direction? Is there any force along the x direction?
No, sir. It is
Yes, we know in the projectile motion, only downward direction force will act, horizontal direction no force will act. Projectile motion in the first year. Like that, it is moving with velocity. So no force is acting along the x direction. Only y direction is force is acting. That is why it is moving towards the y. That is what. Now see, write that some. I want the place. X and y. It is x direction. It is y direction. Those who listened my class projectile motion, they can understand. Now this is 2D motion, means along x direction motion is there, along y direction also motion is there. So particle is moving along x direction and y direction simultaneously. First x, after y, not like that. X and y is varying at the same time. Okay, now see, what is the initial velocity along x direction? What is the initial velocity along x direction?
U cos theta.
Here, come here.
Okay. Sir, the U.
Can I write?
V.
V naught.
Yeah, V naught, oh, just V naught. Nothing is there more than that. After, what is the acceleration along x direction?
0.
0. Okay, 0. So what is the distance travel along x direction means Fx means distance. Okay, dx. Dx equal to ut plus half at square. ux and ax, everything along x
Sir,
direction.
is it U dash? Is it U dash?
No, uxt plus 1 by 2 ax square, because everything along x direction only we are speaking. We are not speaking anything about y. Now, how much distance it will travel means it will become what?
Sir, it will become 0 because AX is 0.
Yes. Remaining what is there? V naught t.
Yes, sir.
This distance we can write x, because x direction it is moving. So this is the distance traveled along x direction. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the, we want how much distance it travel in the y direction we want. So Vy, how much? What is the value of Vy? What is the initial velocity along the y direction?
0.
0.
Very good. What is the Ay? Yes. Now your time. What is the Ay?
Sir, U naught.
Q by E by M.
Okay. See, force is acting, right? That force equal to QE or something. QE, right? Force means MA, right? QE and A equal to QE by M. Am I correct? It is the acceleration along y direction, because force also acting y direction only. So this Ay is equal to QE by M. It is the acceleration along the y direction. Understand?
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Okay. Now
So now it's fine.
is it fine?
Yes, sir. Better.
Okay. Got it, this concept?
Sir.
Now, did you understand this concept? Why we have written like this?
Yes, sir.
Now, distance we have to calculate along the y direction. So, this S is equal to ut plus half at square we will apply, because we know the formula. S plus we will write y, because y distance. What about u?
Shouldn't we write dy or y only?
Where is that?
Sir, dy, sir.
Dy or y distance along y direction, y distance I took. Along x direction I will take x distance. Okay. Y distance. Dy is equal to y. Y. What about you here?
Sir, 0.
1 by 2. Ay
1 by 2 QEM.
QE by M.
M whole square.
See? Yeah, right? That's what, no? S is equal to ut plus half a t square, right? So a we written like this only. T square is t square. Got it? Or any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Somebody is asking some doubt. Now what can we write in the t place? Say it is equation 1 and say it is equation 2. In the x direction this much of distance travel, in the y direction this much of distance travel. From equation 1, t equal to x by v naught. Can we write? Can we write? Please, anybody? Banu Prasad?
Sir.
Banu Prasad, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So can we write t is equal to x by v naught?
Yes, sir.
And we know that in the projectile motion, if a particle is traveling up to here, if it is travel along y direction, how much time it will take? Same along y direction, how much time it will take? In the x direction also same time, right? Time won't change.
Yes, sir.
So like that
Sir.
we can.
Sir, I didn't understand, sir.
See, in the projectile motion, when the particle is moving, it will continuously varies x direction and y direction. This time is equal to how much distance travel along x direction and how much distance travel along y direction. So time is equal. Both the cases, time is equal. Along x direction, suppose it travels some distance. It takes t is equal to 2 seconds. In that t is equal to 2 seconds only, it will travel y distance also. So time is equal, I am telling. And the simultaneously x and y will change. Time won't change. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Understand? Time is constant, I am telling, because simultaneously x and y will change. First x will change, after y will change. It won't be like that. At a time, x and y also will change when a body is moving in the two-dimensional motion. That is the reason from this equation 1, I written t equal to like that. This is, I will write equation A. Substitute equation A into, so y is equal to 1 by 2 QE by M. T square means x square by v naught square. This is what drift means. Drift is nothing but y direction. How much distance it traveled means this much of distance will travel in the y direction. It is electric field and mass ratio, charge and mass ratio. Very important. This is what distance travel in the y direction. X direction means this much distance will travel. Distance equal to velocity into time, correct only. Note that. Second question, what is the angle we have to calculate? With what angle it comes out? Names is not coming. I want names around that. This side, sir. Place here. Okay. Anjali? Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Ma, did you understand that concept?
Yes, sir.
Very easy concept. If you get any doubt, you can ask me. Bhanu Prasad? Anirudh?
So
Yes,
what
sir.
is that free of gravity, sir?
Free of gravity means we are not considering gravity. Don't consider gravity.
So in this, the charge will be, we won't consider gravity for the charge, sir.
See, F is equal to ma when we are speaking. F is equal to ma. Okay. F is equal to mg also we know. This g is the acceleration due to gravity when it is coming down. But here, whatever the experiment we conducted, in that time, we are not talking about this g. Gravitational force we are not talking. So, no gravity. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bhanu Prasad? Somebody asked a doubt. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand the concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the next question? We have to solve. What we have to get in the next question?
The angle which will emerge.
With what angle it is coming out? Did you remember in the first year we have learned tan theta? See, this diagram if I draw, particle is moving like this. Along x direction it is moving. That is nothing but Vx. Along y direction it is moving. It is Vy. So if you want this theta, draw one line like this. Tan theta is equal to of Vy by Vx, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Vy, we are going to calculate final velocity. What is the final velocity formula? V is equal to U plus AT. So, I will calculate Vy and Vx. First, I will calculate Vx. If I want to calculate Vx, I will write V is equal to U plus AT. And Vx equal to U place What will you write in the u place? We are talking about only x direction, not in the y
V
direction.
naught.
V naught. What about this?
0.
0.
0. Leave that, right? It is 0. And what about, now we are going to talk about Vy. When I am going to talk about Vy, u plus at formula again I will apply. It is Vy. What about u?
Sir, 0. So
0.
we will.
Yes,
So we
what
will
about
take EQM into T by M into Q by M into T.
by m into t? T place what can we write?
V naught by X by V naught.
X by V naught. Okay. So Vx we know, Vy we know. Tan theta can we calculate? Tan theta equal to Vy how much? Vy equal to QE by M into X by V naught by Vx is nothing but V naught. So finally tan theta is equal to QE by M X by V naught square. This is the drift. With this angle, the particle is coming out from the electric field. So very simple. First we have to take x and we have to take y. Along the x direction, initial velocity, acceleration, and final velocity we have to calculate, and distance we have to calculate. Y direction also, initial velocity, acceleration, final velocity, distance we have to calculate. That's all. When we are talking about x direction, we should forget the y direction. When we are talking about y direction, we should forget the x direction. What? Okay, write the next question. I hope you understand the concept. If you have anybody has doubt, you can ask.
Sir,
Ask me.
this was for the drift, no, sir.
Ma?
This was for the first question, no, sir.
Oh, just a second.
I didn't get your voice.
Sir, you found the answer, no, sir.
Yes.
It is for the first question, no, sir.
See, whatever now I found angle. Second question. From now on, from here onward, second question. First question we solve now y is equal to ut
Okay.
plus half at square. That is the distance. So first question. This is second question. Now whatever the question I'm going to write, you should try to solve. Very easy question. Question number 2. This is what your question. Did you understand question? Find sign of each charge. I given 3 charges. What are the signs of 1, 2, 3? And which particle have more charge to mass ratio? Anybody can say answer. Anybody can say answer.
So first is positive, second is positive, and third is negative.
Nice. Very good.
And negative charge has more mass because it has more number of electrons.
What is the? I'm asking here. Which particle have more charge to mass ratio? Charge to mass ratio. Did you get A equal to how much? A
Sir, one has more charge to mass ratio.
EQ by M, right? And Y is equal to how much we got Y? 1 by 2 EQ by M
Sir.
X by V naught square, right? Now see, first question is correct. Like 1 is positive, second also positive, third is negative. Is good. Here, which particle have more charge to mass ratio means third particle has more charge to mass ratio because its drift is more. When Y is more means when Y is more, charge to
Mass ratio is more.
when charge to mass ratio is more, then Y is more. So Y is nothing but what? Drift. That is why drift is more. Got it? Did you understand the question?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, very important, ma'am. This question is there in the CBSE also. If they
Sir.
want to ask 2 more questions, they will ask this. You can ask.
sir, how is one positive, sir?
One is negative. One is negative. One is negative. Second is negative, and third is positive.
Negative, third is positive.
Yes. One is negative. Second is negative.
Also negative, sir.
Third is positive. Law of charges. And second question, did you get now charge to mass ratio when they're asking? That means they're asking drift. Here Y means maximum. Remember that drift. Okay.
Sir, third has more ratio, sir. If it's
Yes.
positive.
Third one has more charge mass ratio, so drift is more. That is why it is drifted very. See, this drift, if you compare, this drift is maximum. Diagram they will give very clearly. Like it should be very lesser drift than this.
How is first charge negative, sir?
If it is not negative, how it will attract? It is positive, right? So when it is going, if it is negative, then positive will attract.
Okay,
If
sir.
it is negative, then positive will attract. If it is positive, then what will happen means positive will repel, negative will attract. Then it will come like this. Positive and negative can attract. That is the reason negative charge always try to move in this direction.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next question.
Is it the same question, sir?
Yeah, one more question. Same type of question. Like that 5 questions are there. From the 5 questions, enough. That 5 questions are more than enough for anything. Let's see. Now see, the question is, right, find the minimum value. Find the minimum value of V naught. Find the minimum value of V naught such that the charge Q, the given charge Q crosses the plate. See, if it is a very less velocity, then what will happen means it will go like this and it will fall on the plate. But we have to give a minimum velocity so that this particle should cross the plate, means it should not fall on the plate. If it is moving very slowly, definitely it will attract, then it will fall on the plate. It should not fall on the plate, it should cross the plate. Either here, or somewhere, it should cross the plate. So what is the minimum velocity we have to give to that plate so that it will cross? And remember, the distance between the two plates will be d. So particle is moving with the center. So here what will happen means this particle will move along horizontal distance and along vertical distance. Am I correct? Vertical distance, how much it can move? D by 2 distance it can move. Horizontal distance, how much it can move? This much distance it can move.
Yes.
So, got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, what is the minimum value of velocity? So that this particle cannot fall on the plate, it should cross the plate. So it is positive charge or negative charge now?
Positive.
Yeah, it is a positive charge. Then only it can come down. See the solution. Again, it is a projectile motion, means two-dimensional motion. Two-dimensional motion, what we have to do, we know. X and Y. What is the initial velocity along X direction?
V naught.
V naught. What is the acceleration along X direction? What is the acceleration along X direction?
0.
0. Good. Because X direction, no. What is the distance traveled along X direction? Fx. Distance equal to this distance should be greater than L. Am I correct? We will calculate how much distance it will travel, but this distance should be greater than this L. Then only this particle cannot fall on this, it will fall out of the plate, right? We have to calculate this. We will calculate, don't worry. Come to here. What is the initial velocity along Y direction?
0, sir.
0. What is the acceleration along Y direction?
QE by M.
Acceleration Q E by M. And what is the distance? Distance travel along Y direction. How much it can travel?
Lesser than L.
Y direction. Y direction, how much it can travel?
D by 2.
Yes.
D by 2.
Yes, it can travel D by 2 only. This distance only it can travel because it is total D. It is coming from the exactly middle of the plate. So D by 2 distance it can travel along the Y direction. After this, it will cross the plate. We don't need to consider this distance. But only this distance we have to consider. After this, what will happen? We don't know. So Y direction, this much distance it will travel. D by 2. Okay, let's see. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Y direction, Y direction, and Y direction. What is Sy? We are going to get
Sir, D by 2.
D by 2. We are going to get time here. D by 2. What is the here 0, right? Because u 0, no? 1 by 2. What is AY? QE by M into T square. From this time, dd will cancel. So dm by QE equal to T square. So T is equal to root over dm by QE. Same time along the x direction also. Times are same. Understand this? Do you understand, ma?
Yes, sir.
Time is same along x direction and y direction. Okay, come to here. Y direction, how much distance means this much distance. We calculated. From the distance we took time also. Now come here. Here, distance along horizontal direction, distance how much? V naught. Distance equal to time into velocity, right? Distance equal to velocity into time. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now V naught, T how much? We calculate, right? T? dm by QE. L. Now we want what velocity? Minimum velocity. With what velocity we have to give to this particle so that it will cross as the plate, means this much of velocity we will give. So V naught equal to L root over QE by dm. See, why we didn't calculate time along x direction means we have to calculate the distance first along x direction. If you want to calculate distance along x direction, distance along the x direction equal to should be like this. If it is like this, again we have to find out t. T we can't find out by using this. So t we found by using y direction. Y direction how much distance means this much distance. By using that time equal to this much, then immediately x is equal to means L, whatever the distance is there along the x direction should be more than the L. So similar conditions we use. After that we want minimum velocity, then send this side, it will be reversed. That is what. Question number 3 it is. Kushi?
Yes, sir.
Kushi, understand that question?
Yes, sir.
Likita?
Sir.
Likita, did you understand, ma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Rachana?
Yes, sir.
Understand that solution?
Yes, sir.
Nivas?
Yes, sir.
Did you copy that?
Yes, sir.
See, when a particle is moving like this in the parabola path, that means they are giving a y direction and x direction components. When we know x direction, y direction components, immediately do like this, then you will get anything. If they want along the x direction distance, you can calculate. Y direction distance, you can calculate. If they ask tan theta, we can calculate. Only same method it is. If you start for first year concepts for any computational examination, that time same concepts you will learn. Projectile motion, very easiest topic in the first year. Same topic. Anything we will, when a particle is moving like this, that means it is moving along x direction. That means along y direction also. Easily we can do like this. Question number 4. Question. Find the value of V and V velocity is moving something. V naught. Find the value of U means initial velocity such that it just touches the plate or miss the plate. See, with what velocity I have to project upward direction such that just it misses the plate or just touches the plate. Slightly, just it will touch and it will fall like this. So it should follow the parabola path. It should not strike and it should not fall down. And it should, without striking, it should not fall down. Just touches the plate. Just. So what velocity? So we know it is the maximum height because the distance between the two plates is nothing but the maximum height of the body can travel. If it is travel more than this, definitely it will strike this and it will fall. If it is travel less than this, we know that it won't touch. So just we should feel that it touches the upper plate, but it should not touch. So what is the minimum velocity? Here maximum height they given and they are asking to us calculate velocity. So h maximum equal to u square sine square theta by 2g, right? It is the h maximum. We want here velocity. So what is the h maximum? H maximum is nothing but d because distance between the two plates is nothing but maximum height. We can see very clearly. So substitute that and 2g. Here g I will tell you. G by sine square theta equal to u square. Velocity we can calculate by using that. What about g here? We know that g is the gravity free. Whatever we are conducting here now, there is no gravity. So this g roll, who will perform means ay. That a is equal to q e by m. It will play the g role. So substitute this here. Then you can that's all. This is the formula we can use. Q place that sin theta already 30 or something they will give. I given 30, like take is the theta. How much value they will give? You can substitute there. And Q value, electric field they will give, and mass of the charge they will give. So you can calculate U. That is the minimum velocity. So that particle just touches the wall and it will fall down. Ritesh?
Yes, sir.
Ritesh, did you understand the question?
Yes, sir.
Danish,
Yes, sir.
did you understand the topic, ma? Or any doubt?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, for missing the plate, what is the answer, sir?
Missing the plate angle, if you want to calculate, then they will ask sin theta. Calculate the angle, like that they will ask. If they ask calculate angle, remaining everything they will give. See, if they ask angle, they will give this, they will give velocity, they will give g, nothing but a, they will give sin theta, we have to calculate. Now they ask u, when they ask u, they will give sin theta, they will give g and h, everything they will give. This is the formula to calculate this velocity or maximum height. You can calculate by using this. When they have given u, theta and g and everything, we can calculate maximum height. Got it? They didn't give anything. If they give values, if I give values, you can calculate.
Yes, sir.
And fifth question, we can say it is the last question. When a particle is entering the electric field, when it is entering the electric field, question C. What velocity should give to the particle such that it completes circle, one circle. What velocity? If we give it what velocity, it should complete the circle. When it is entering the field, it should complete the circle. So it want to complete the circle means what is the velocity we have to give? That is the question. Question number 5 this. How much velocity we have to give so that it will complete the circle means we know that in the first year root gr downward root 5 gr. Circular motion lesson down root 5 gr velocity should be there to complete one circle, and up root gr velocity should be there to come down. So what are these velocities are required to complete the circle. So u equal to root 5 gr. Here we know r means radius of the circle. Here g, we know that g, it won't be work. Here g place g effect. G effect is nothing but a is equal to QE by m. Whatever the g is here, that g role who will play means a will play. This is the minimum velocity we have to give so that it will complete the circle. How much minimum velocity? U equal to root 5 QE by m into r. This much of velocity we have to give. Because on this particle downward mg force will act like force will act, that force equal to QE. Lakshmi,
Yes, sir.
did you understand, ma?
Yes, sir.
See, first year concepts also very important in this. Only these 5 questions. These 5 questions are more than enough. For CBSE or anything, these 5 questions are more than enough. Okay. Next topic. This is one of the topics. I don't say more than this topic. It is enough. Electric flux denoted with letter that phi. In the last class we learned electric flux is denoted with letter phi E.
Or is this the third part of the chapter?
Yeah, third part of the chapter this is. Only third part, only next, by the next class maybe it will get complete everything. With see, actually if it is with JEE mains and everything, without that within 4 classes only I used to complete the lesson. That extra 2 classes because of I am teaching more than the whatever they have given in a textbook, more than that I am teaching. That is the reason it became late. Now see, electric flux denoted with letter phi E. Okay. Area is vector quantity or scalar quantity? Area, is it vector quantity or scalar quantity?
Vector quantity.
Vector quantity. Last time we discussed.
Sir,
For 2 dimensions, yeah.
quantity.
Didn't understand.
Yes, sir.
I didn't get.
Sir, in 3 dimensions, it's vector.
2 dimensional?
Scalar.
No,
Yeah,
ma.
sir.
For 2 dimensional,
Vector,
it is a
sir.
vector. 3 dimensional is also vector only. But 2 dimensional, area vector can be either outward or inward. But 3 dimensional, area vector is always outward. There is no inward. That is the difference between 2D objects and 3D objects. Okay? Understand? So denoted letter phi E. Now definition. The number of
Sir, but yesterday I checked that area is a scalar quantity for 2D figures, sir.
no ma. Yesterday you told, but after I told like A, B, C, D. A and everything A. If I want to calculate area of the square, feel like it is a square, area of the square, A square, right? It is a scalar only. But same thing we can write AB cross BC. AB cross BC means AB cross BC. So whatever the third one, it is showing inward. Inward means area vector will be inward. Suppose same thing, CB cross BA. If I do CB cross BA, it is also I will get A square. It is also I will get A square only. But it is K direction, negative K direction. But it is positive K direction. Why? Because CB cross AB means outward. So area is a vector quantity we can say by using the right hand thumb rule. By using right hand thumb rule, AB cross BA in outward direction. This outward one is it is x-axis, y-axis, and it is z-axis. Along x-axis I cap, along y-axis j cap, along z-axis k cap.
Yes, understood.
For 2D, either inward maybe or maybe outward, whatever it may be. But 3D, area vector is always outward. There is no inward because it will get cancelled. Write the definition. The number of electric lines of force. passing perpendicularly through surface area, a plane surface. The number of electric lines of force electric lines of force passing perpendicularly through a plane surface. Lines of force we can say, or lines passing perpendicularly through. So now say it is a two-dimensional. Area vector will
So
be like,
can we also say it as passing through a unit area?
yeah, enough. But perpendicularly. You should not forget to mention this. It should pass perpendicularly. If it is not passing perpendicularly, then that is not a flux. Now see, what is the area vector for this? Either this direction or in this direction also we can say. Now electric lines of force is passing like this. It is electric field. It is the area vector. Okay. So electric flux formula, EA cos it, EA, E dot A, E bar dot A bar. E bar dot A bar we know EA cos theta, because dot product we can write like this. There are two formulas for electric flux, either this or this. Formula, flux formula, very important, very important formula. Now this total third topic is depending on only this formula. This formula and the area, concept of area and this formula. Basing on this total third concept is depends. So,
Sir, sir, I didn't understand the second formula, sir.
okay, ma. I will tell you now. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say now. Now see. Area vector, right? It is A, right? Area. Now electric lines of force is passing like this. It is electric line. Okay. Flux is equal to EA. No problem. E bar and A bar. Electric field is a vector quantity we know. Area also vector quantity I told. So total flux is electric flux is equal to EA. No problem. Suppose let us see. Area vector is in this direction. Plate is like this. So area vector is in this direction. Now electric lines of force passing like this. So there will be some angle, right? So this component, one is moving like this, one is moving like this. So one is E sin theta and one is along this E cos theta. We know flux is equal to EA. Here E means what? E cos theta. A means A only. This is what I written, EA cos theta. If it is not moving perpendicularly, if it is making certain angle with area vector, then this formula we will write. If it is moving perpendicularly through area, then this is. So it is the area if it is the area, electric lines of force should pass like this. Electric lines of force should not pass like this or like this. If electric lines of force is passing like this, it is not flux. If it is passing through area, then only it is flux. See, once area is like this, lines of force is passing like this. Lines of force is passing like this. Through this, then only it is called flux. If lines of force is passing like this, it is not flux, because this lines of force is not passing perpendicularly through area. Got it? Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Kavya, understand what is flux?
Yes, sir.
It should move, passes through perpendicularly through the area. If it is the area, it should pass perpendicularly, then only flux. If it is not passing perpendicularly, if it is making some angle, then EA cos theta. And we know dot product, A bar dot B bar is equal to AB cos theta, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So E bar dot A bar is equal to EA cos theta. Correct only, no? Like that. Understand? Now see, I will show you, I will ask you some question. Then you can understand clearly what is flux. Flux formula I written phi E equal to E A cos theta, whatever it may be. One of the area and the area vector will be in this direction, and the electric lines of force are passing perpendicularly. Flux equal to how much here? How many lines of force are there? How many lines of force are there? Rachana? Rachana?
Sir.
Sir, Rachana, how many lines of force are there here?
4, sir. Only 2 are passing through it.
So flux how much?
EA.
Flux how much?
2 into the area.
2 into?
Area.
Like that. Now see, now say how many lines of area vector will be like this? Now say, what is the flux?
4 into A.
Are you sure?
Sir.
Are you sure now? See, lines of force is passing like this, not like this now. That is the reason you are seeing very clearly lines of force. If it is passing through area, that means you can see half of. Inside you can't see, right? So this lines of force is passing like this. It is flux. Is it flux? Say, is it flux?
No, sir.
No, it is not flux. So lines of force is passing like that only, no? Now these lines of force are passing like this. It is not flux. So here flux equal to 0. See once, if it is the area, lines of flux means the electric field lines should pass like this. That is what I shown in the first diagram. But in the second diagram, I am showing like this. Area is in this direction. Electric lines of force are passing like this. So it is not flux. It is only flux. It should move. It should pass through perpendicular through area. Got it? Just 1 second. See once, this flux will depending on E and flux will depending on A. Means electric field is increasing, flux also will increase. Electric field area is increasing, flux also increases. How we will see? First condition we will see. Where flux is more?
Second one.
Second diagram, sir.
Why?
More field of lines are passing perpendicular through the surface.
Yes, and here electric field also very strong. Can we say like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, electric field is more, then flux also more, we can say like that.
Yes, sir.
Now see, if I increase area, now if I increase area, what will happen? Flux also increase, right? Am I correct? See, suppose now flux is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only flux is 4 passing through this surface. If I increase this area, then flux also increases. So flux we can increase by increasing the electric field or by increasing the area. And this theta is angle between E and A. The theta is angle between electric field and area vector. Understand? Understand my everyone? Banu Prasad? Banu Prasad?
Yes, sir.
Banu Prasad, did you understand what is the concept?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now very important concept. This is only our third last and last concept, that is Gauss law. Gauss law of electrostatics. Very important.
So the net electric flux what?
Emanating means coming out.
Eliminating, sir.
Yeah, emanating also we can say. Emanating, coming out. Right, coming out. The net electric flux is coming out from the surface also we can write. Some like closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge present in it. Present in it means, I will tell you. One charge is here. It is, see, Gauss law is useful for only 3D. Only 3D. Only 3D it is useful. 2D it is not useful. Only for closed surfaces it is useful. Closed surfaces are nothing but 3D objects only. 2D objects are not closed. So remember the first thing, Gauss law is useful for only 3D objects. It is not valid for 2D. So that's what I took a sphere. In the sphere, I have placed one charge. If I place a charge, means it will develop electric field. when it is developing electric field, electric lines of force will come out, right? This electric lines of force is coming through surface, right? If you consider it is a small area vector will be in this direction and electric field will be in this direction. If you consider it is a small area vector will be in this direction and electric field also in this direction. That area, small area, right? So dA, small area dA. Here also if you consider small area, electric field is in this direction and area vector also in this direction. If you consider small like that, whatever the flux is coming out from this body, is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge present in it. 1 by epsilon naught times. Hello. We know, right? Epsilon naught, what we know? We know already. Already we learned in the first concept. Epsilon naught is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Yeah.
Permittivity.
Yeah, permittivity. Here also that is only permittivity. Okay, the total electric flux emanating from a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times total charge present in it. I will give more clarity on this. Let's see. Suppose one object is like that. Charge is here. So when charge is here, electric lines of force will come. It is entering and it is leaving. It is entering and it is leaving. So flux equal to how much? Flux how much? According to Gauss, flux is equal to 1 by 4 pi, 1 by epsilon naught times total charge present in it. But inside there is no charge. Charge is outside. So for this type of situations, Gauss law is not useful. Gauss law is applicable for only closed surfaces. It is outside. So there is no flux equal to 0. Understand? Anjali?
Sir, I didn't understand, sir. Can you explain?
Ma, you didn't understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See once ma, Gauss law is useful for only 3D objects. When we are talking about only 3D objects, one object I took like this, it is sphere. In that sphere I put charge. Okay. When I put charge, it creates electric field. That means electric lines of force it will come. When it's coming electric lines of force, electric lines of force comes like this. These all lines of force are perpendicular to the surface. Am I correct? 90 angle, 90 angle, 90 angle. So how much electric flux is coming out? How much flux is coming out means that flux is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times how much charge is present in it. This is the Gauss law. Now this charge I place outside. Now is it Gauss law is valid? Now is it Gauss law is valid?
No, sir.
No. What will happen means that flux equal to 0. Why? Because this charge is not there inside. So Gauss told how much electric flux will come out means how much charge is present in it into 1 by epsilon naught. But charge only not there inside. So how flux it will come? It will be 0. So how much flux is coming out means 0 flux is coming because charge is outside. It is applicable for only 3D. One more small example I will tell you. Small question for you. If you say answer to this question, then maybe you can understand. I can feel that you understood. One of them, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now, flux, how much? Flux, how much? We know that flux formula equal to Q by epsilon naught, or flux equal to 1 by epsilon naught into Q. Both are same. What is the flux now? Is it flux? Can we get flux from this Q3?
No, sir.
Because it is outside.
2 into A, sir.
We can say like that. We can say like this.
Yes, sir.
Total charge,
Yes,
how much
sir.
it is present means Q1 plus Q2 only, no? By epsilon naught. This much of flux is coming from this body. Total charge means we should not into, we have to add. Did you understand the
Sir,
concept?
but the Q1 and Q2 should be in symmetry. Sir,
But the Q1 and Q2?
Q1, Q2 should be symmetrical in the body, right, to obey this Gauss law. The conditions of
Yeah,
Gauss law.
if it is like, see, Q1 is some Q1 equal to 2 coulombs, Q2 equal to 3 coulombs. Now, how much charge is there? Will you say 2 into 3? We can't say 2 plus 3, 5.
No, sir.
5 coulomb charge is there.
I was telling that the Q1 and Q2 should be symmetrical towards the surface, right?
Yes,
Gauss
yes.
law
Then
conditions.
only, see, one charge if you take, definitely that charge will emit electric field lines all sides. All sides it will emit. So it is always, it will be, when it is emitting, it will emit in all directions. And that when it is coming the electric field line, it makes 90 angle with surface.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we know that flux equal to EA. This is also we know. So totally we can write formula EA flux equal to Q by epsilon naught. These three are same. It is, we know the general formula. It is given by Gauss. So flux formula, it is applicable for 2D. It is applicable for 3D. But we are calculating flux only. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And note, Gauss law, note, very important note. What is the note means? When we are using the Gauss law, you should remember that note. According to Gauss law, how much flux will be there? Flux equal to 1 by epsilon naught times charge. This flux, whatever the flux is emanating, it does not depend on the size and shape of a body. It does not depending on that flux. It does not depending on what is the size and what is the shape of the body. That depending on how much charge is present in it. Suppose if you take square like this cube, through this flux will come. If you take one cone, through this electric lines of force will come. And if you take cylinder, it is also 3D. Charge will be there, so electric lines of force can come. Whatever the shape, how much electric flux will be there? That electric flux equal to 1 by epsilon naught times how much charge is present in it. Body shape we don't want. How much charge is present in it, that is important, and it should be in the 3D picture. That object should be in the 3D form.
So, but you just now told that it can be in 2D and 3D also.
No, no. We have to take only 3D. We have to take only 3D. Then only they will mention. Cylinder is 3D. We know that. And cone 3D. Cube, cube 3D. So they will mention. Definitely, it should be in the 3D. Then only we can use Gauss law. Otherwise,
So it's not applicable for 2D at all.
2D is not applicable, right? Because in the definition itself, we told whatever the charge is present, what is the electric flux is emanating from the surface, that is equal to total charge present in it. So 2D is not possible. It is applicable for only 3D. If you want to calculate flux in 2D, then E is equal to use this for 2D. You can't use this for 3D. For 3D, use Gauss law. So these two formulas, we are going to calculate flux only, but it is for 2D, it is for 3D. Gauss law is not applicable, strictly not applicable for 2D. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now in the next class, we are going to learn Gauss law applications. If we say Gauss law applications, only one application I will tell you. 2 applications you have to solve. That's all. Lesson over. So next class we are going to learn about Gauss law applications. Very, very, very important applications are there. After one more class, just I will say any competitive questions are there, then I will say that questions. That's all. Over this lesson. And when I'm teaching, I told it is for NEET and it is for CBSE and it is for like this, like that I told. So practice like that. If you are practicing, practice everything. Up to NEET, that competitive level, if you prepare, you no need to see, you don't to wait for anything. If they conduct an exam anytime, you can write. But every day you should practice. Then only it is possible to remember. Otherwise, you can't even remember. Because next lesson is different and after next lesson is different. These lessons are different topics. Matter will be different. There is no any, so if you learn this lesson, then only I can teach next lesson. Not like that. There is no any link. Separate lessons, everything. So please read every day. Do you have any doubts today, class? Banu Prasad? Banu Prasad? Lakshmi?
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi, any doubts ma today?
No, sir.
Did you understand everything?
Yes, sir.
Mainly Gauss law, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
It is applicable for?
3D.
Yes, charge should be there inside. Then only we will call as a flux. For 2D, one more formula is there. That formula we can use. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Kushi?
Yes, sir.
Kushi, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, practice and next class I will ask questions. I hope sir also send some of the questions for you.
Yes.
Material he given, I think. So practice that. Sainika? Sainika? Hello? Sainika? No, not reaching your voice. You are speaking, but it's not reaching from me. Harsh?
Yes, sir.
Harsh, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. See you in the next class.
Bye, sir.
Next class is the last and final class for this topic. Very important class, next class, because one application is a guarantee for your examination.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bluetooth also has high load now. Just start, okay? For 5 minutes.